Everyone talks about the 1%, but almost no one truly understands what it means. The 1% is not defined by money, fame, or status. It is defined by mindset. It is defined by how a person thinks, acts, and responds when no one is watching. The 1% does not wait for perfect conditions. They do not wait for motivation or external validation. They move with discipline, even when they feel tired, bored, or uncertain. In the beginning, the 1% does not look special. They look obsessed. They look repetitive. They look alone, while others chase excitement. The 1% commits to process, while others search for shortcuts. The 1% accepts the long road. This difference seems small at first, but over time, it creates an unbridgeable gap. The 99% is not weak. They are distracted. They consume more than they create. They seek comfort before competence and entertainment, before effort. They wait for confidence instead of building it through action. The 99% negotiates with discomfort, convincing themselves that tomorrow will be a better day to start. The 1% does not negotiate. They accept discomfort as part of growth. This is where the separation begins. Not through talent, luck, or intelligence, but through daily decisions. The 99% chooses what feels good now. The 1% chooses what will matter later. Over time, those choices compound. Comfort compounds into regret. Discipline compounds into strength. Motivation is emotional and unreliable. It comes and goes. The 1% understands this, which is why they do not depend on motivation. They depend on systems, routines, and standards. They do not ask themselves if they feel like doing the work. They ask themselves what must be done regardless of how they feel. Discipline becomes automatic through repetition. What begins as effort slowly becomes identity. The 1% shows up, even when no one is watching, even when progress feels invisible, even when results are delayed. They understand that consistency beats intensity. They are not chasing dramatic transformation. They are chasing daily alignment with their standards. Small actions done every day outperform talent without discipline. This is the truth most people avoid because it is boring and unglamorous. Boring consistency is where power is built. The same wake-up time, the same training, the same learning, the same self-control. Day after day, week after week, the 1% masters the basics so deeply that they become unstoppable, while others jump from one strategy to another. The 1% stays grounded in fundamentals. Pain and sacrifice are unavoidable on this path. The 1% does not view pain as punishment. They see it as instruction. Pain teaches focus. Pain reveals weaknesses. Pain forces growth. The 1% sacrifices comfort, approval, and distractions. They say no more than they say yes. They choose isolation, not because they dislike people, but because focus requires space. Isolation is misunderstood. It is not loneliness. It is intentional separation from noise. While others seek validation, the 1% builds skill. While others compare, the 1% compounds. They understand that results speak louder than explanations. They let their work do the talking. The 99% thinks short-term. They want fast results and instant rewards. The 1% thinks in years. They delay gratification. They invest time knowing. Returns come later. They accept short-term discomfort in exchange for long-term freedom. They understand that short-term pleasure creates long-term pain, while long-term discipline creates options. Over time, something changes. The person following the 1% mindset becomes unrecognizable. Their standards rise. Their tolerance for excuses disappears. Their confidence becomes quiet and grounded. People begin to say, they have changed and they are right. Not because of ego, but because of intention. Growth demands transformation. The 1% does not announce their goals. They do not seek applause. They move silently and let results reveal the truth. They understand that attention is temporary, but respect is permanent. They are not obsessed with being seen. They are obsessed with being effective. This is what the 1% mindset really is. It is choosing discipline over comfort, process over praise, consistency over intensity, silence over noise. It is understanding that greatness is not built in moments of excitement, but in moments of resistance. You do not need permission to adopt this mindset. You do not need validation to begin. You only need the decision to raise your standards and keep them high, even when it is difficult. Especially when it is difficult. This is not a motivational phase. This is a way of life. This is how the elite think. This is how strength is built. This is the 1% mindset.